Round about the rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Honey Podcast as we continue our descent into cult like status. Before we get started here, I'd just like to thank everybody for sharing the show, liking, and commenting, because I'm enjoying the feedback. Some of it's pretty spicy too, so good stuff all around. Okay, and with that, as usual, I drink through these, so I'm going to crack open a fresh PBR. Oh, that's good stuff. And we'll get into the hot topics of this week. First things first, tomorrow, new bee day. So I'm trading in my bead boxes. Gonna get some fresh nukes tomorrow. I'm gonna go see a good friend and fellow beekeeper / RB guru Stefan at Beaver Creek Honey. Guys had it kind of rough this year. He got broken into about a month ago. It was like a crazy story. They went on the property, they started rifling through the buildings and stuff like that. They got into his bee room and exposed them to light. They knocked over a bunch of hives. So the only good thing is they got ruthlessly stung by probably thousands and thousands of bees that were waking up. I mean, you fucking morons. Like, it said on the door, caution live bees. I don't know what the hell you were doing in there. But he's at about 50K. I know you guys, I get messages, hey, Mike, when are we going to get some honey? And I want to order some honey, and we like what you and Pedro are doing. Plus, we want to support the cult, so we want to get some honey. I'm like, we will get to that eventually. I mean, the demand is greater than as much as we can make. But if you guys are looking to get some fresh local honey, I highly suggest going to check out Beaver Creek Honey and get it off my buddy Stefan. I mean, awesome dude, really good stuff. And he makes this like smoked honey stuff that you mix that with some Valentina sauce and it makes the best goddamn chicken wing sauce you'll ever eat. But that's that. So tomorrow, I'll probably do a video at his place tomorrow, kind of like the bee exchange, if you will, and show you how we do that. Okay, we'll get into the big topics of this week. Canada needs Trump. I mean, honestly, guys, at this point, to stop World War III, and I mean the bullshit in Taiwan, the crap in Israel, Palestine bullshit, the probably impeding attack from Iran. That's probably gonna turn into a war too. The Ukraine garbage. I mean, the world needs Trump, and it's just been crazy with everything that happened after the verdict. Just the crazy attacks the guy's been getting. Hilarious though is there was so much money donated to his campaign fund that it actually crashed the website. I think last time I saw, he was up like $39 million in like 24 hours. Going to be really interesting what's going to happen come conviction. I know they've said he could look up to 4 years in prison. I highly doubt it, but at the same time, the Democrats have obviously fixed this. So, and I mean, like, crooked Joe Biden and all that, it really wouldn't surprise me if he saw jail time for this. Guys, I know this year's just been crazy. And we're only like halfway through it. It's just going to get even crazier come the election. Even Elon Musk chimed in. He's like, indeed, a great damage was done today to the public's faith in the American legal system. If a former president can be criminally convicted over such trivial matters, motivated by politics rather than justice, then anyone is at risk of similar fate. Agreed. So, like I said, down here at the Freedom Honey compound out in a swamp in Beaver County, we're pro-Trump. It's good stuff. Okay. Picton is dead. I think I'm the only one that is sorry to see him go. I mean, everyone was talking about like, oh, glad he's dead. No, I mean, he was the Canadian Epstein. I mean, there was such greasy shit going on at that farm that I wanted like confessions. I mean, I don't care if it was turned into a movie. I mean, this guy had dirt on so many people and we knew it. So, I mean, sadly, he's going to take his secrets to the grave. I don't know. Maybe he made a tape hidden somewhere. Maybe that's why they're trying to dig up his entire property to find evidence or something. I mean, I don't know. But I don't think I'm the only one that's pissed to see him go, because we needed some deathbed confessions. All right. Let's see. Next thing. Government must disaster-proof Canada's hospitals against climate change. All right. So I read this article and it's pretty hilarious. Because they literally have, like, there's no building experts in this. There's no structural engineer guys that are coming in saying we can do this. They talk about like one case in Boston where they like made it a little hot, the hospital a little higher to deal with in case of flooding. And they said, oh, it's because of the receding ice caps and it'll make the water level. I mean, no, that's a bunch of crap. But anyway, this was pretty funny. Yes, we need to proof hospitals against climate change. People are morons. I swear to God. Absolutely hilarious, though. What else? This was a tweet by Harrison Faulkner. Are you a member of one of these unions? Shown. Each union listed below is supporting Migrant Right Network and is calling for the federal government to give illegals permanent residency status in Canada. This is what we don't want. This is, I mean, tons of people talk about the Great Replacement Theory and that it's a myth and it's a conspiracy and you guys are nuts for thinking about it. Oh, no, it's happening. And I mean, the nice thing about it is like normal people are waking up to it. My own mother, like Ottawa liberal, worked for the government, retired now. Even she's made comments. It's getting nuts. I mean, they're just flooding over. And then after we covered last week's show about the scam of coming in as students to get your permanent residency, and then they're all going to PI because they had that loophole after 6 months, which we covered in last week's show. Check it out. But it's these guys and the commies. It's always the unions and the commies. It is ridiculous. This is the last thing we need. If you're an illegal, get the fuck back on the boat and get the fuck back to where you came from. It pisses off. Like Pedro's pissed because it took him so long to legally immigrate here. It cost a boatload of money. And, you know, he came here. He works very hard. He pays taxes. He served the army. He did really, really well. I had other friends of mine, same boat. And then these guys just freaking either just walk over the border or find loopholes to get in and I don't even want to get into it because it's depressing. But they need to start cracking down on this because sooner or later, I mean, Toronto's already lost. Toronto's turned into Gaza at this point. It's just North America, Gaza. If you live in Toronto, I'm sorry. Your city is Gaza. Because none of you pussies are doing anything about it. You should be in the streets when they say, oh, you know, Palestine burns, Canada burns. You should be whooping their asses. I'm not advocating for violence, but do it metaphorically. Frustrating. Okay. Speaking of violence, I don't know. We'll just take a bit of a break here. We're just going to show some good old-fashioned Edmonton hockey fights. Why not?
Holy Hey, dude! Slow down! You're hurting everybody around here! Fucking settle down! I don't give a fuck! You're hurting everybody around here! Fuck off!
Yeah, we'll cut it there. Yeah, I mean, keep it classy, Edmonton. Keeping it real classy. Also, shout out to YG Wave, where all these delicious savagery videos comes out. I'm like, guys, it's a hockey game. Quit slugging each other. Plus, I mean, the tickets are insane. expensive. Don't throw it out the window. This is sports bros. I mean, I don't want to watch sports. People say, "Oh, did you watch the game?" Like, no, I didn't watch the game. Why? Because I think it's stupid. Definitely not a sports person, but I mean, you go to a game, you spend tons of money. What do you guys do? Just slug each other out. It's not going to end well. Show some civility, show some class. And I don't know, do something better than sports. It's gorgeous outside. Go outside, do something. Go for a walk. Don't get cooped out watching sports. It's not healthy for you. Okay, let's talk about, this gem that showed up this week. This is from MP Ahmed Hassan. Today, we wear bracelets the length of a menstrual cycle to break the stigma while supporting the rights of women and girls for a more period-friendly world. So, I mean, this is what they spend our tax dollars on. These MPs decided to all get this ridiculous white and red bracelet to eliminate the stigma of periods. Like, I mean, periods are the oldest time. Like, since we became humans, there's no stigma. I mean, the only people that are embarrassed about them are like 12, 13-year-old girls. I don't know how this became a thing. Out of nowhere, everything has just been period this and period that. I think it's ever since they've decided that men can start having periods, put tampons in the men's room and garbage like that. Oh, we have to give free menstrual products away because all of a sudden men can menstruate. So the city of Victoria, today we join efforts to reduce the stigma around periods and work towards menstrual equity. That's a bunch of woke goggly goop that no one understands. City Hall will light up red and display the period flag on the community flagpole. Okay, so we're going to have to look at what this period flag is. This is the period flag. Sault Ste. Marie, Canada raises period pride flag for menstrual equity. This is ridiculous. I mean, this looks like a serial killer's bed sheet, like after like Michael Myers shit. Yes, that is absolutely disgusting. It's this is what you do? Take time off work to go raise the period flag? You people are losers. All of you. All right. Where are we at? Edmonton and 15-minute cities. So Canada to become in the process of becoming this is Edmonton, 15-minute city. Eventually, you can bet the travel will be restricted, daily needs will be within 15 minutes, and of course, Big Brother will always be watching. Are you paying attention yet? Is the question. There's a video on this. It's with the mayor here.
We are building a cohesive city with opportunities for local living.
Population is rapidly growing, and we have to be able to accommodate for that. Right now, the plans we have are kind of Frankenstein together over decades.
The 15 new district plans and corresponding bylaws will replace 54 existing planning documents dating back to the 1980s.
Our city is growing. And the more we can accommodate within existing infrastructure and existing neighborhoods, better it is for the taxpayers as well.
Administration says the goal is to accommodate 600,000 new residents in redeveloped areas, with 50% of all new home units added through infill. The plan also calls for half of all future travel to be done by transit, and for residents to access all their daily needs within 15 minutes. Not everyone supports the plan.
My understanding is that this means I will need to stay within my district to meet all my needs so that the city can meet its climate plan objectives.
I don't think Edmontonians can afford to be part of a renovation experiment of this size so quickly.
I think unfortunately a lot of the district plan in particular have been derailed by 15-minute cities, conspiracy theories, World Economic Forums, etc. At the end of the day,
it's not a conspiracy theory. You're actually doing it. This is what you need to get out of the cities, people. Not necessarily having to come to Beaver County. I mean, we're okay. We're kind of full right now. But there's a lot of other good counties. Lamont, Strathcona's okay. But the nice thing with Edmonton is there's like 5 major towns around the city. So you don't actually have to live in the city. You can work in the city, but you don't have to live in there. I wouldn't want any of this dystopian crackpot nut job thinking. Honestly, next election, vote these people out, Edmontonians. Vote them out. All these garbage leaders, they all need to go. And sit here and tell us how to live our lives. Oh, half of commuting will all be done with public transit. You can't even buy the fucking right buses. You bought electric buses on a Kickstarter, and none of them work because you're a bunch of idiots. Virtue signaling morons that spend way too much money. We couldn't even power them. That's the thing. Like, our grid isn't good enough to actually power those buses. We had to bring in gas-powered generators and put them in front of the maintenance building to be able to charge them. Not to mention the idiots that designed the place decided to put the buses on the second floor, and then the freaking parkade wasn't strong enough, so they had to reinforce all the concrete. These are the idiots that are going to make you live in a 15-minute city. They can't even balance a budget. The fucking city's broke. God, it's absolutely frustrating. Vote these morons out. At this point, find like local business owners, a bunch of old boys that are in their 60s, put them in charge. Not a bunch of woke morons, failed liberals and junk. Do that. Go run. If you're listening to this, you're probably got half a brain, and you're probably a decent person. So, I mean, just go and run. Run for office. If you win, awesome. This is why Pedro needs to get elected. We're putting Pedro in the race. Vote for Pedro because everyone else sucks. He'll probably win too, because at the end of the day, I think it'd be hilarious. He'd be out there with all of his cousins, like roasting a pig on the front lawn of City Hall. Probably be a good party. Probably be a very good party. But yeah, screw this piece of shit. Frustrating. All right, that brings us to everyone's favorite segment, the Freedom Honey. Where are we? Douche of the week. All right, nominee this week. I gotta read. How do you say this guy's name again? Goes to Chief Terry Teague. That's Teegee. All right, this guy made news this week. Says residential school victims may have been incinerated. That's why we can't find bodies, apparently. This guy came up with this ridiculous claim that the head of the British Columbia Assembly of First Nations is suggesting the bodies of residential school victims in this province may never be found because they were incinerated. Speaking on City News Vancouver, Regional Chief Terry Teague said that he's not sure the exact number of victims will ever be known due to a lack of proper record keeping by school authorities and provincial governments. Let's watch this guy's bold, ridiculous claim.
Could you talk about the prevalence of these burial sites and how many do you think we expect to find in BC?
The potential, I'm not sure. But at the same time, some of these residential schools or these institutions also had incinerators. So there could be potential not finding any remains of children that have gone missing. So this is another thing that, some of the caretakers and some of the First Nations in this province are looking for is accurate files, accurate, really, I think, statistics in regards to many of the children that did go to residential schools and also to try to figure out where did these children end up.
They have the files, they have the record. This is all bullshit. What about all the ground disturbances and all the little flags and the $8 million that seemed to have gone missing in Kamloops that was there so that they could dig the bodies, but the money's mysteriously gone? I wonder if that chief got himself a brand new SUV. This lie needs to end. This whole residential school genocide bullshit lie. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. If it was true, they would dig, they would find the bodies, we would mourn, and reparations and all that junk could happen. But it's been years now and not a single body's been found. And even then, though, even the records show that there's no bodies. And now he's saying, oh, you'll never find a body because they were incinerating them. That's why I'm like, that's bullshit. These fraudsters, they're all fucking fraudsters trying to get more money out of taxpayers. That's all it is. Fuck them. And with that, for obviously spreading more bullshit, Chief Terry Teague, you are this week's Freedom Honey Douche of the Week. That's Mike approved, Pedro approved, Beaver County approved, and we'll go from there. This bullshit will never end. Never end. All right. More Palestinian garbage. Where are we? I keep losing my spot. Where are we? Right here. All right. Important encampment update from the students. In addition to disclosing and divesting from the Israel war machine, the Gettler administration also should also disclose how much time and money they spent landing their previous injunction hearing right at the end of the convocation. Now seems like the perfect time for them to consider divesting from their high-priced law firms as well. I don't even think they're taking it serious anymore. Oh, wait, except for the fact that they decided to shut down Union Station today with more blah, 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 Palestinian this and that. I mean, these idiots, I mean, you guys are not going to do anything. At this point, you've just taken over the city. Like I said, Toronto is now Gaza. Start fighting back. That's all I could say. Take your city back, Toronto, or forever live in Gaza. Because this is just the flavor now. There's got to be something else, and they're just going to take more and more and more and more over, and you're eventually going to be run out. That's why, like, the immigration to Alberta right now is through the roof. Everyone's fleeing to Edmonton and Calgary from the places like Toronto and crap like that because no one wants to deal with this shit no more. No. If you live in Toronto, you made this. This is your problem. You don't get to flee. You don't get to run. Doesn't matter. They can call you racist. They can call you a bigot. Doesn't matter. Deal with this shit. They're failed cities. Okay. For the National Post, MPs advised to lock office doors, avoid meetings as death threats skyrocket. Reported threats against MPs have risen from 8 in 2019 to 530 in 2023, House of Commons Sergeant-at-Arms told the committee. I mean, you pissing off everyone. You guys don't know how to run a country. We're crippled in debt. People can't afford homes. Yeah, you're probably going to get death threats. People are pissed. Not to mention, you've got a bunch of psychos outside saying Canada burns because of some bullshit conflict happening in the Middle East. Then we shouldn't care about. That's between Israel and Palestine, not Canada. We shouldn't do anything with it. We definitely shouldn't take any refugees. They can go in Egypt or one of the neighboring countries where they can assimilate better. Or shove them in the other part of Palestine. Put them in the West Bank. Anyway, MPs have been told to follow a locked door policy and welcome constituents only by appointments as threats and harassment of parliamentarians are skyrocketing. This month, concerns about a series of planned protests. Geez, I wonder whose protests. The House of Commons Sergeant-at-Arms told MPs to keep their doors locked and try to avoid face-to-face meetings in their constituency offices. Think about it. Parliament was happening during the convoy, yet that was the biggest threat to Canada had ever seen. That they had to use the War Measures Act and start beating people in the street. But now it's lock your doors and don't take appointments, and you're on some kind of a, how would I say it, lockdown, if you will, because of the actual evil people that are outside, advocating for the murdering of, people in Canada. Like I said previously, I don't care what side you're on in the conflict. You can be pro-Palestine, you can be pro-Israel, it doesn't matter. What matters to me is that you don't come to my country and you don't threaten my country. You don't come in here and advocate for the killing of Jews in Canada. You don't say, Palestine burns, Canada burns. This is not our fucking problem. And we're going to leave it at that. Basically, don't threaten my country, you third world pieces of shit. And all the people going around saying, oh, this is just another symbol of oppression and blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? Nobody does. Except for a handful of whack jobs, students, and people that need, you need to be able to sit there and count how many medals they have. Because they're, oh, look at me, I fought for this and this and this. I mean, in 20 years from now, when you tell your grandkids, oh, I was out there fighting for Palestine, you're going to be a fucking joke. It's like the Queers for Palestine. Like, that's not a big oxymoron. All right. Speaking of threats downtown, D&D moving 1,000 employees out of Ottawa office building due to safety concerns. Department of National Defense is moving approximately 1,000 employees out of an office building in Ottawa Lowertown neighborhood, citing safety concerns for its employees. This is crazy because this is the Byward Market. Like, you could see Parliament Hill. Like, for people who aren't from Ottawa, like, Parliament Hill is right middle of downtown, and then you just you keep going down further down Wellington, and you hit the Rideau Canal, and after that you've got the freaking hotel, I forget what it's called, and then the Byward's right next to that. The fact that there's safety concerns, they have to move 1,000 people, tells you what kind of shithole town are you running. I guarantee you it's from all the migrants living on the street and the homeless and the crazies and the junkies, but this is what you voted for. But of course, us taxpayers have to pay for this move because people don't feel safe going to work because you turned the city into a shithole. I'm so glad I don't live there anymore. Like, literally, here's the map. Smack in the middle of downtown. Probably just crazies. Always crazies. Absolutely. And I mean, or I don't know, just getting kind of crazy, to be honest. Okay. And honestly, I was surprised this week. Doug Ford actually said something pretty based. Let's play the clip.
I got an idea. Before you plan on moving to Canada, don't come to Canada if you're going to start terrorizing neighborhoods like this. Simple as that.
Man, the look on Olivia Chow's face was priceless on that. Really pissed off Trudeau. Not a fan of Doug Ford. Definitely after the convoy, after the mandates, out of everything. Definitely not a fan. But I will give him props for saying that. That's good. Media's been having fun ripping him to shreds over it. But definitely worth watching. And with that, guys, we're going to go to the merchandising part of the show because we get deplatformed, demonetized. And I mean, if you want to support the work we're doing here with V4F and stuff here at Freedom Honey, check out the website, v4f.ca, and pick up some sweet, sweet merch because it goes to help the endeavors, the charity stuff, and promote the causes. Okay, and coffee. Go buy coffee. Yes, coffee, sweet mugs, and hatred of commies. Good stuff. Sweet, sweet merchandising. All right, and that'll bring us to the new segment that we like to throw in every now and then. It's been picking up steam. I've been getting really good feedback. It's time for the dirty laundry of Beaver County. Okay, so on the chat this week, this is from moderator, also top contributor, Brian Maynard. I am no longer approving anonymous posts for random crap that doesn't have a valid reason. If you want to know who's driving the lawnmower down the street so bad, use your own name to ask. So, all you members of the Tofield group chat, putting that out there. And, of course, this gem. This is from another top contributor, Mickey Hunt. Nice hole patch work at the Tim Hortons drive-thru. Piece of plywood. Gonna be a nice insurance claim when it hits a vehicle. Hilarious. I wish I were there to see the employees come out and physically place down like the sheet of OSB to cover the hole. I mean, I could have got Pedro and maybe some of his cousins and stuff like that. I mean, they do this kind of work. Patch it up. It would have taken like 20 minutes. They just got a couple of bags, a quick crete, shove it on in there, spray some water on it, and call it done. Yeah. No, don't use a piece of plywood or OSB. Just no. Anyway, that was the hot topics this week in the group chat. So that'll finish this segment of the dirty laundry of Beaver County. All right, pager updates this week. Yes, the infamous cult leader from the Freedom Honey cult, Pedro, had his birthday this week. So hopefully the group chats and the chats on the show will get a bunch of happy birthday Pedros, because he wasn't just spawned, he actually was birthed. So all hail the Queen Bee for him. Finally, guys, we're going to talk about the event. We're going to finish up on this kind of stuff. So the Canadians for Truth, Veterans for Freedom, Protecting Canada's Sovereignty event is on the 15th. If you haven't bought your tickets now, go buy your tickets now. I was all kind of big script about what I was going to read to talk about this, but honestly, I don't really feel like it. So I'm just going to let my buddy, friend of the show, Adam Soos from Rebel News, I mean, he does a way better job in this video anyway. So watch and then buy your tickets.
On June 15th, Canadians for Truth, in collaboration with Veterans for Freedom, is coming to Legacy Place in Red Deer, Alberta, to present Veterans for Freedom, From Service to Solutions, featuring insights from Canada's military veterans. This event offers a unique opportunity to connect with recent veterans who provide a behind-the-scenes look at the issues shaping Canada's future. This event will feature 6 dynamic presentations by esteemed Canadian veterans. Hear from a former intelligence officer with 30 years of national security experience and an Air Force squadron leader who has served with the Canadian and British Armed Forces, and others with unique and compelling experience. Their first-hand insights provide a unique perspective on the challenges and opportunities ahead. Tickets to this event are $75, but for a limited time only, you can get 2 tickets for just $99 by using promo code V4F at checkout. Visit CanadiansForTruth.ca/events to secure your seats. This full-day event features speeches, networking, food and refreshments, and a special evening presentation of Fire and Ice with NHL legend Theo Fleury and Canadian business leader Joseph Bourgault. Don't miss your chance to hear from inspiring veteran speakers, connect with like-minded individuals, and discover what you can do to make a difference. And make sure to take advantage of this special limited time offer to get 2 tickets for only $99. Bring your friends and family. To learn more and to get your tickets to this unforgettable event, go to www.canadiansfortruth.ca/events right now. Seize this opportunity and hear directly from our veterans whose sacrifices, experiences, and commitment to service provide invaluable perspectives that enrich our understanding of the challenges facing our country. Get your tickets today.
Like I said, he does a way better job explaining it than I do. But seriously, get your tickets, and I mean, come meet and greet. I'll be there, set up the booth, and probably causing some trouble. I'll probably I'm gonna see if I can get Pedro out of his, his hut. He doesn't like leaving the farm, but maybe we can drag him out. But yeah, with that, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for the last 33 minutes. Well, we talked about the good, the bad, and the bullshit of this week. I would like to thank everybody for sharing the show, liking the show, telling your friends about it. Been getting great feedback. Keep giving me those comments and whatever. If you like it, if you do, if you don't, I don't care. And with that, guys, I want you to have a great weekend. Take care. God bless. All hail the Queen Bee. And we're out.
This is why people OD on pills and jump from the Golden Gate Bridge. Anything